Welcome back! Today on Dialed In DIY, I'm going to share with you my really cool dialed in way to make stars out of your favorite beverage cans. I've been working on the method to improve the way to make these, and what I'm sharing with you today creates a better look, reduces the amount of problems you have with them, and makes them much easier to make. So let's get started. The materials are quite simple: a clean recycled can and a star that you can trace. Step 1 is to remove the top and bottom of the can, and I'm using a box cutter to get all the way around top and bottom. However, if you're not quite as comfortable cutting it all the way around with a knife or box cutter, get it started with poking a hole on the side and then grab a pair of scissors and finish up the rest. Step 2 is simply to cut a line down the side so that you can turn your round tube into a flat sheet of aluminum. You'll notice that I'm not taking any extra step to do anything to force the can to stay flat. I'm literally going to just start making my marks and drawing this through to cut it out. With this design that I'm using today for the build, it actually doesn't have to be flattened out. If you want to do it to make it easier to work with, you can, but you don't have to. Step 3 is simply to trace the shape of the star onto the can wall. You can use whatever method works best for you: a pen, pencil, crayon, or do like I'm doing and just kind of lightly scribe it in there using an old letter opener. The key is just to make sure that you have all of your lines clearly marked out, as well as the center point, because that is very important for step 4, where you're going to go onto the back side of your can and connect the peaks and valleys through that center point on the back. For these lines, you do want to lightly score these into place. I am still using the letter opener, but an old ballpoint pen will work too. Step 5, simply cut out the star. For step 6, we're going to start putting in some fold lines. These are not crease lines, they're just light fold lines, starting at the tip of our points of the star. I recommend laying something like a ruler or a letter opener along the line that you created and lightly bending the aluminum to match up around it. Again, do not make a complete crease because that will increase the likelihood that the aluminum can actually tear. You'll notice that from the backside we only did the folds for the points of the stars. That's because in step 7 we're going to flip the star over and repeat the process to lightly put a fold along the valleys between each of our points. And that's the process. That's all there is to making this. Now you can just go back and kind of put a little extra work into cleaning it up, straightening it out, making sure that your folds are kind of equal on each of the points of the star, and you're ready to go to use this for whatever other purpose you want to do to make it an ornament, some other kind of decoration, or even a refrigerator magnet. So what were the biggest improvements with this method? 1, our points are much cleaner. The peak in the middle is much more of a good point. The valleys between have a more defined space, and our fold lines don't have rips. Do you like making stuff out of old aluminum cans? It's obvious I sure do, and I have done a lot of projects in the past, including the ones I'm showing on the screen right now. If you'd like to see these or other projects you can do with aluminum cans, check out my links in the description below, or feel free to check out any of my other playlists. There are many other projects that I've done that are creative ways to reuse old materials. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to stop by Dialed In DIY to check out my video. If you liked it, got something out of it, or if you think it deserves a gold star, please click that thumbs up below and let me know you liked it. Also, if you could subscribe to my channel and ring the bell for future notifications, I'd greatly appreciate it. And please do remember to come back because there will be plenty more Dialed In DIY to come.